hit the subscribe button. Currently only 1.7% of my viewers are. Subscribe once we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'll release an exclusive special video. Just for you. Jamie Matthews, a seasoned British xenobiologist, stepped cautiously through the dense foliage of the Amazon rainforest, leading a group of wide-eyed alien students. A sudden rustle caught their attention, and before anyone could react, a jaguar sprang from the underbrush, aiming straight for Liriana, the telepathic Srenian. Jamie's swift reflexes saved her, using his field pack to deter the predator. "Welcome to Earth," he said, his voice steady. "This is why we call it a death world." The group stood in stunned silence, the reality of Earth's dangers sinking in. Gorthak, the strong and confident Hralek, flexed his muscles, eager for a challenge, while Nyx, the curious Zeltran, adjusted his scanning device, already calculating the probabilities of survival in such an environment. "We need to stay alert and stick together," Jamie instructed. "Earth is not just dangerous because of its wildlife. The environment itself can turn against you in an instant." The students nodded, their initial excitement tempered with caution. They set up camp near a river, the flowing water providing a temporary sense of security. Jamie handed out survival kits, each tailored to the specific needs of the alien species. Liriana, still shaken, used her telepathy to sense any immediate threats. "The jungle is alive with so many minds," she murmured, her usually serene face marked with concern. Gorthak, in contrast, seemed invigorated by the challenge. "Let them come," he said, his voice a low growl. "I welcome a good fight." Jamie shot him a stern look. "This isn't about fighting. It's about surviving. Brute strength won't always save you here." As night fell, the group gathered around a small fire. Jamie began to explain the history of Earth's classification. Long ago, Earth was designated a death world by interstellar explorers. Its volatile weather, aggressive wildlife, and unpredictable geology made it one of the most dangerous places for any species to inhabit. Nyx's antennae twitched with interest. "Yet humans thrive here." "How?" Jamie smiled, a hint of pride in his eyes. "Adaptability, ingenuity, and a will to survive. Humans learn to work with the environment, not against it." The fire crackled softly, the only sound in the otherwise silent jungle. Jamie shared stories of his own experiences, the losses he had endured, and the colleagues who had fallen victim to Earth's perils. "I've lost friends here," he admitted, his voice heavy with emotion. "That's why I'm determined to keep you all safe." Liriana placed a comforting hand on his arm. "We appreciate your guidance, Jamie. We'll do our best to learn and survive." Suddenly, a distant rumble echoed through the forest. Jamie stood, scanning the darkness. "We have to move. Now." The group quickly packed their gear, adrenaline heightening their senses. They followed Jamie through the dense underbrush, each step bringing new challenges. They waded through treacherous marshes, evaded venomous snakes, and climbed steep, slippery slopes. By dawn, they reached a high ridge overlooking a vast expanse of jungle. Jamie pointed to an ancient, overgrown structure partially visible through the trees. "That's where we're heading. It's an old research facility. We might find shelter and answers there." The sight of the structure reignited the students' curiosity. Liriana scanned it with her mind, searching for any signs of life, while Nyx's device beeped with excitement at the prospect of new technology to analyze. Gorthak cracked his knuckles, ready for whatever lay ahead. As they descended towards the structure, Jamie couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. His instincts, honed by years of survival, screamed at him to be cautious. He knew that the jungle held more than just natural dangers. Upon reaching the facility, they found it in ruins, overrun by nature. Jamie led the way inside, carefully navigating the crumbling corridors. "Stay close," he warned. "This place might still have some surprises." They found a central chamber filled with ancient, dust-covered equipment. Nyx immediately began scanning the room, while Liriana and Gorthak explored the periphery. Jamie approached a large, dormant console, brushing off years of grime to reveal alien symbols. "This technology is not of human origin," he said, turning to the students. "It seems we're not the first to study Earth." The revelation sparked a mixture of fear and excitement among the group. Nix deciphered a section of the console, activating a holographic map of the surrounding area. Jamie's eyes widened as he recognized a pattern. "This map shows locations of other alien artifacts. We need to investigate further." As they delved deeper into the facility, Jamie's mind raced with possibilities. The existence of these artifacts suggested a hidden history of Earth, one that could hold the key to understanding its dangers and possibly mitigating them. Jamie Matthews led the group deeper into the ancient facility, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying foliage. Each step echoed through the silent halls, the alien structure looming around them, shrouded in mystery. The students followed closely, their initial trepidation giving way to a mix of curiosity and determination. Liriana's senses were on high alert, her telepathic abilities probing the environment for any signs of danger. "I sense something ahead," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Jamie nodded, motioning for everyone to stay close. As they moved forward, they encountered a series of intricate traps designed to protect whatever secrets the facility held. Nix, the ever-curious Zeltran, examined the mechanisms with keen interest. "These traps are sophisticated yet ancient. I believe I can disable them," he said, his eyes glowing with excitement. Gorthak watched, his muscular frame tense and ready to spring into action if needed. "Stay sharp, Nix. We can't afford any mistakes," he warned. Jamie kept a vigilant eye on their surroundings, ready to intervene at a moment's notice. Nix carefully manipulated the alien technology, his dexterous appendages working with precision. After a few tense moments, the traps deactivated, allowing the group to proceed. "Impressive work, Nix," Jamie acknowledged, patting the Zeltran on the back. They entered a vast chamber filled with ancient relics and alien technology. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings depicting scenes of an advanced civilization, now long forgotten. Jamie approached a central console, its surface covered in a thick layer of dust. "This console might hold the answers we're looking for," he said, wiping away the grime. As he activated the console, a series of holographic images illuminated the room, revealing a map of the surrounding area. The map highlighted several locations, each marked with symbols indicating the presence of more artifacts. These sites could contain valuable information about the history of Earth and its significance in the galaxy, Jamie explained. Liriana studied the holograms, her telepathic abilities picking up traces of ancient thoughts and memories. This civilization was advanced, yet they seemed to be warning others about something, she said, her brow furrowed in concentration. Gorthak stepped forward, examining the map. Whatever they were warning about, it's clear that Earth played a crucial role. "We need to investigate these sites," he declared, his determination evident. Jamie agreed, but he knew they had to proceed with caution. "We'll split into teams. Liriana, you and Nix will take the western route. Gorthak and I will head east. Stay in constant communication and report any findings immediately." The teams set off, each facing their own set of challenges. Liriana and Nix navigated dense jungle terrain, using their unique abilities to avoid natural hazards and decipher the clues left by the ancient civilization. They discovered a hidden chamber filled with alien artifacts, each item telling a story of a bygone era. Meanwhile, Jamie and Gorthak encountered a series of underground tunnels, their path lit by bioluminescent fungi. The tunnels were filled with remnants of the alien culture, including advanced technology and records of their history. Gorthak's strength proved invaluable in clearing obstacles, while Jamie's knowledge helped them understand the significance of their discoveries. As the day drew to a close, the teams regrouped at the initial site. They shared their findings, piecing together a complex puzzle that revealed Earth's pivotal role in an ancient interstellar conflict. The artifacts and records indicated that Earth was once a battleground, where an advanced alien civilization had fought to protect a powerful secret. "The more we uncover, the more questions arise," Jamie said, contemplating their next move. We need to keep investigating these sites. There's more to this story, and it's crucial that we understand it. Just as they were about to set up camp for the night, a sudden tremor shook the ground. The walls of the facility trembled, and dust fell from the ceiling. Jamie's instincts kicked in, and he shouted, "Everyone, outside now!" They hurriedly exited the facility, emerging into the cool night air. The tremor subsided, but a new challenge awaited them. In the distance, they could see the flickering lights of an approaching group. "We're not alone," Jamie muttered, his eyes narrowing. "Prepare for anything." The group watched as the distant lights moved closer. Jamie Matthews, standing at the forefront, assessed their situation quickly. "We need to find higher ground," he said, his voice calm but urgent. "Stay close and move quietly." Liriana, the telepathic Serenian, picked up faint thoughts from the approaching figures. "They are searching for something, possibly the same artifact we found," she whispered, her expression tense. Nyx, the resourceful Zeltran, activated his cloaking device, making their movement through the dense jungle more discreet. Gorthak, always ready for action, took the rear guard, his sharp eyes scanning for threats. The group moved swiftly but silently, making their way up a steep incline that offered a vantage point over the surrounding area. Jamie peered through his binoculars, trying to identify the newcomers. "They're mercenaries," Jamie concluded, recognizing the tactical gear and disciplined movements. "Highly trained and well-equipped. We can't confront them directly. We need a plan." As they reached the summit, they found a small cave that provided temporary shelter. Jamie gathered the students around a small holographic map he projected onto the cave wall. "We need to outsmart them," he said, pointing to their current location and the paths leading to the next artifact sites. "If we split up and create false trails, we can lead them away from the true locations." Liriana nodded. "I can use my abilities to create mental diversions, misleading them into thinking we're moving in different directions." Nyx's antennae twitched with excitement. "I can rig some devices to emit false signals, confusing their trackers." Gorthak grinned, showing his sharp teeth. "And I'll lay some physical traps, just in case they get too close." Jamie smiled, proud of their ingenuity. "Let's move out. Stay safe and keep in constant communication." The plan was set into motion. Liriana concentrated, sending out mental decoys that scattered the mercenaries in multiple directions. Nyx planted small devices that emitted signals mimicking their movements, while Gorthak set traps designed to slow down and mislead their pursuers. Jamie led his group towards the second artifact site, navigating through dense foliage and rugged terrain. The site was an ancient temple, partially buried and covered in vines. As they approached, they felt the weight of history pressing down on them. Inside the temple, they found more alien technology, including a device that seemed to be a communication hub. "This might help us understand what the previous civilization was trying to protect," Jamie said, carefully examining the device. Nyx connected his scanner to the hub, downloading data that could provide answers. "It's a vast archive of information," he said, his voice filled with awe. "It will take time to decipher, but it's a start." Liriana, sensing the presence of ancient minds, closed her eyes and reached out telepathically. "They were warning us about a cosmic threat," she said, her voice distant. "Something that could destroy worlds if not contained." Jamie's expression grew serious. "We need to find the remaining artifacts and piece together the full message. This is bigger than just our survival." Their moment of discovery was interrupted by the sound of approaching footsteps. The mercenaries had tracked them to the temple. Jamie quickly shut down the hub, and they hid in the shadows, watching as the mercenaries entered. The mercenaries spread out, searching for clues. Jamie signaled for silence, his heart pounding as they passed dangerously close. Gorthak's traps had delayed them, but not enough to stop them completely. Suddenly, one of the mercenaries stumbled upon Nyx's false signal device. "They've been here," the mercenary growled, holding up the device. "Keep searching. They can't be far." Jamie knew they had to act. He motioned for the group to follow him silently out the back of the temple. They moved cautiously, every step measured to avoid detection. As they exited, Jamie whispered, "We need to keep moving. There's another artifact site further north. If we can get there first, we might have a chance." The group trekked through the night, the sounds of the jungle surrounding them. Liriana's mental diversions and Nyx's false signals continued to mislead the mercenaries. But Jamie knew they couldn't rely on deception forever. Dawn broke as they reached the outskirts of a hidden valley. Jamie stopped, taking a moment to appreciate the serene beauty of the untouched landscape. But the peace was fleeting. They had to stay focused on their mission. "Let's set up a temporary camp here," Jamie said. "We need to rest and plan our next move." Jamie Matthews and his team navigated through the dense foliage of the hidden valley, each step taking them closer to the third artifact site. The early morning light filtered through the canopy, casting dappled shadows on the ground. Jamie led the way, his mind racing with the significance of their discoveries. Every piece of alien technology they found hinted at a greater mystery, one that could have far-reaching implications. Liriana, the telepathic Srenian, walked beside him, her senses attuned to the environment. "There's an energy here, something ancient and powerful," she said softly. Her telepathic abilities allowed her to perceive things beyond the physical realm, and she had been a crucial asset in their quest. Nyx, the Zeltran, was close behind, his scanners picking up faint signals. "I'm detecting fluctuations in the electromagnetic field. We're getting close," he announced. His enthusiasm was infectious, and Jamie couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. Gorthak, the formidable Hralek, brought up the rear, ever vigilant. He had set traps to mislead the mercenaries and protect their path, and his imposing presence provided a sense of security for the group. They reached a clearing where an ancient stone structure stood, partially buried and overgrown with vines. The entrance was flanked by statues of unknown origin, their features eroded by time. "This is it," Jamie said, stepping forward. "The final piece of the puzzle." Inside, the air was cool and still, the walls lined with carvings depicting celestial events and alien beings. Jamie approached a central pedestal where a small device rested, its surface covered in intricate symbols. "This must be the key to understanding everything," he said, carefully lifting the device. As he did, the room suddenly illuminated, revealing hidden mechanisms. Nyx hurried to connect his scanner, downloading data and translating the symbols. "It's a communication beacon," he explained. "It was meant to send a message across the stars." Liriana closed her eyes, reaching out with her mind. "I can sense the thoughts of those who created it. They were warning about a catastrophic event, something that could affect multiple worlds." Jamie's heart raced. "We need to activate it and decipher the full message. It could be the key to preventing whatever they feared." Just as they began their work, a loud crash echoed from the entrance. The mercenaries had found them. Jamie's team quickly took defensive positions. Gorthak, with his immense strength, moved to block the entrance while Nyx and Liriana focused on the beacon. The mercenaries, led by a stern-looking commander, pushed forward, weapons drawn. "Hand over the device and we might let you live," the commander demanded. Jamie stood his ground. "You don't understand what's at stake. This device holds vital information that could save countless lives." The commander sneered. "I don't care about ancient history. We have our orders." Before the confrontation could escalate, Liriana used her telepathic abilities to create a mental diversion, confusing the mercenaries. Gorthak seized the opportunity, using his physical prowess to disarm and incapacitate several of them. Jamie and Nyx continued to work on the beacon, their fingers flying over the controls. Finally, the beacon activated, projecting a holographic image of an alien being who began to speak in a language that Nyx's scanner quickly translated. "To all who find this message, beware. A great threat looms, one that could consume entire worlds. We sought to contain it, but our efforts were in vain. Protect your planets, unite your forces, and prepare for the worst." The gravity of the message was clear. Jamie turned to the remaining mercenaries, who now looked uncertain. "This isn't just about us. It's about everyone. Help us spread this warning and we might be able to save countless lives. The commander hesitated, then slowly lowered his weapon. We'll help, but we need to get this information to our superiors. Jamie nodded. Agreed. Let's work together. With the immediate threat defused, they turned their focus back to the beacon. The message provided coordinates and instructions on how to build defenses against the impending danger. Nix downloaded the data, ensuring they had everything they needed to start preparing. As the day turned to night, the group sat around a small fire, discussing their next steps. Jamie looked at his team, feeling a profound sense of purpose. They had uncovered an ancient secret and now held the key to protecting their world. We've done something incredible today, he said, his voice steady. But this is just the beginning. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and we'll need all the help we can get. Liriana, Nix, and Gorthak nodded in agreement, their expressions reflecting a shared resolve. The path ahead was uncertain, but they knew they had to forge it together. The discovery of the beacon had given them a mission, one that would define their futures and possibly the fate of many worlds.